Right, so it's no secret that I have a few face meshed models. Most of them I've meshed myself. Ever since showing some of them for the first time, people have been asking me on how to do it. And since there's not really any tutorials that are short and more focused on the question itself, I've decided to do a tutorial as in-depth and to the point as possible. And just to be clear, no hate was intended towards the people that have done tutorials in this subject. You guys were the ones that taught me how to do it. Anyway, let's get started. Step 1. Find the model. Find the model you want to face mesh. Step 2. And this is very important. Make sure that you're allowed to face mesh it. If there's one thing you don't want to do, then that is to piss off the creator. To check if it's allowed, locate the model in your asset library and open the config. Once you have it open, try to locate a license text. Most locomotives have one. And if it says that you're allowed to, then that's great. And if it says that you're not allowed to, then don't. Also, there can be the unfortunate situation that there isn't a license text in the config. Best thing to do in this situation is to try and locate a contact mail. Try to contact the owner with that, and if there's a response, then listen to it. And if there's no response, or if there's nothing of value in the config, then it's best to just leave the model alone. Right, that was kinda long, but I just wanted to get that across, since I think that it's most important. Anyway, let's actually start meshing the model. Step 3. Acquire a model that is face meshed. You need the face mesh from somewhere. I personally recommend the face meshes from London's Vales workshops. I've got the face mesh model and the one I want to face mesh. Let's begin. Also, this engine is from Kirk Ronan Content Station. Step 4. Duplicate the model that doesn't have a face mesh. You can do that by either clicking on the model in the asset list and clicking clone on the content folder, or you can do it by pressing Ctrl D. Step 5. Find the new model and open its folder. Locate the duplicated model by searching New Asset. Here it is. Now what you want to do is to locate the assets folder by right clicking it, click Open, and then click Show in Explorer. Step 5.5. Do the same thing on the already face meshed model. Same procedure. Step 6. Edit the config. Open both configs on the face meshed loco and the one that's going to be face meshed. Now, there are 4 parts of the config that you want to change. First one is class and script. You want to change it to what's called my script. Second is under extensions. There's a certain part that's needed, and it's best to just copy and paste it from the other config. Third is on the mesh table. Like the part on the extension, it's best that you just copy and paste it from the other config. Try to put it as far down on the mesh table as possible. Finally, you want to add some things to the queued list at the very bottom. Again, copy and paste. But there is an extra step for this part. On the liveries, you want to include the queued for the face pack you'll be using. So you open the config for the face pack, copy its queued and paste it on the liveries. Also, make sure that you rename the model. That's all for the config. Remember to save. Step 7. Add some stuff to the folder. There are 3 things that you need to add here, and it likewise comes from the face meshed model. Everything is copy and paste. This includes the file called superscript, the file called myscript, and the most important one of all, the face mesh itself. If you don't know what it's called, then you can check by looking at the extra stuff we added for the mesh table. It displays the name, and also what folder it's in, if it is in one. On a side note, if a face mesh is in a folder, I recommend that you just copy the whole folder. Step 8. Submit edits. Go back to the Trainz asset list, right click the new asset file, and click Submit Edits. Step 9. Well, look at the model. Now let's look at the first rendition of the face meshed model. What? Where's the face? Well, the face is there, it's just inside the boiler. How do we fix that? Well, open the config again and go to the stuff we added on the mesh table. As you can see, there's a setting called Positions. This is what we want to look at. As you can see, there are 3 numbers we can toggle, to which those numbers represent the axis. Now, straight off the bat, I should admit, I can never remember which numbers represents which axis. This part is mostly just trial and error. Step 10? Well, done. After you've moved the face into the preferred position, that's basically it. If no major things went wrong, you should have a face meshed model now. Before I wrap this up, I just want to repeat step 2. Make sure you're allowed to face mesh the model. Thanks for watching.